let's take impressions for my Clear Club Nightguard. First, let's open the package and see what we've got. Be careful when you're opening this package. You don't want to cut it below the perforated line because that is a resealable envelope that we will use to return our impressions. So inside you have your impression tray as well as your impression material and a helpful little brochure. So I am taking an upper impression and I will be mixing the two putties together and taking the impression. So inside there's a lot of information to help if you have any questions. So let's open up our impression tray and try it in. Make sure that lip is going to go over the edge right there. Fits nicely. Refer back to the brochure that has all of the instructions in there for when you put your impression material in the tray. Hold it evenly. Make sure you get far enough down in the tray.
All right, step one, you're supposed to make sure that the tray goes in. Yeah, I have a fairly wide arch, but that seems to fit pretty well. As a hygienist, I have done everything I possibly can to avoid having to take impressions. I just hated it. I hate it so much. I'd rather do local anesthesia, as I'm sure most hygienists would. This actually smells pretty good. It's kind of like a grape flavor. We'll see if it actually tastes like that. So step one, you are supposed to mix these two colors of putty together for 45 seconds, and I have a handy dandy bathroom clock with the second hand on it. I also have my watch, so I really have no excuse not to time it. Maybe. This white one's a little bit trickier to get out. Goodness. There we go. Kind of smells like candy. So 45 seconds on the nose. Okay. Here we go. And you are to mix until it becomes one color. And that doesn't seem like it's taken me too terribly long to mix those. And you can over mix, so we don't want to do that because we don't have to do it too many times. So I'm only at like 30 seconds. But you are also supposed to roll the putty into a cylindrical shape, which if you passed kindergarten, I'm sure you could manage to do that. And then take your tray, as it would logically seem to do. Place the putty in the tray, like so. Don't want to go too past the ends. Like that. And then center the tray, so 3.5 minutes, here we go.
So let's speed things up a little bit. Okay, I've already started drooling like crazy, and I'm like literally drooling on myself. So maybe keep a towel close by.
So I time-elapsed pulling it out, but came out pretty easily. It's a little bit tricky to get out, but just kind of like break the seal, almost try to say ah, or even just kind of wiggle it a little bit. If you can get your fingers onto just the sides and kind of pull down, that will help. Also, if you have an active salivary gland, you're gonna drool like crazy. You can either keep your head tilted back, I guess, and swallow your saliva, or just drool on yourself, you know, options. So here we have a pretty decent looking impression. Don't tell my boss or the assistants in my office because I will somehow wind up having to take impressions. No. Looks pretty decent, but I don't get to be the final judge. So as it says in the directions, we are to take a picture and upload it to the QR code, well, not to the QR code, and wait for approval. So we'll do that. So we got approval of my impression, yay! They said to just put it back in the envelope, but I'm gonna put it in this little guy just to be extra safe. If that's wrong, I'm sorry, that's my bad. And then you put it back in this envelope right here. And then there's a little resealable guy on the back here. And then you just take your little self-addressed little sticker there put it on the front, seal it up, ship it off, and wait for it to come in. I'm excited.